Now let's take a watch of Maxine Waters as she makes a jaw-dropping claim on anti-ICE rioters.
All right, when Democrats aren't blaming President Trump for the anti-ICE chaos in America's cities, party leaders are trying to deny anything bad is even happening. Take a listen to Maxine Waters here.
Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. Get it in your head. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence.
And Hillary Clinton decided to add her 2 cents, writing California Governor Newsom didn't request the National Guard be deployed to his state following peaceful demonstrations. Trump sent them anyway. It's the first time in 60 years a president has made that choice. Trump's goal isn't to keep Californians safe. His goal is to cause chaos because chaos is good for Trump. Hillary has since turned off the comments on that post, if that's an indication of how it was received.
Yeah, they weren't very receptive to that point, the people on the Twitters. Fox News contributor and senior writer for the Washington Examiner, Joe Concha, joins us now. Joe, are they out and out lying or something else at play? Is there a certain amount of violence, a certain level of violence that is acceptable, sort of like you're grading on the curve when it comes to their word, peaceful?
The answer is both, Todd. Carly, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's yes, lying. It's the cheap fake videos of Joe Biden in 2024 that weren't cheap fakes at all over again, as we later found out after that debate and so on. So Democrats want us to believe that watching law enforcement being pelted by concrete, rocks, projectiles, fireworks, they want to say, all right, that's an acceptable level of violence, to your point, Todd. All of those businesses being ransacked and looted, ICE officers and their families being doxxed, that's apparently okay. That's the new normal. So it appears that everybody from Maxine Waters to Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, Hillary Clinton, almost every Democrat not named John Fetterman, they want looting and rioting and lighting scores of cars on fire to be that acceptable new normal. And we're even hearing this analogy, you'll love this, Todd, particularly, from Democratic lawmakers on CNN and MSNBC, that this really is no different than a team winning a championship and celebrating in the streets. I mean, one ABC reporter said, quote, it's just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn. So the media obviously is enabling this here. The difference here, and I'll leave this here, is that social media under Elon Musk, X particularly, is the great equalizer. Corporate media, legacy media can claim one thing and say, this really isn't bad, it's peaceful, don't believe your lying eyes. But then X, which infinitely more people go to for their news now, they have the videos, they have the proof, they have the mockery of these media people, of these Democrats. And that's why this isn't going to work the way it did in 2020, because X particularly is the great equalizer.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line right there. That people know you can't really lie to people because they will get the information from all over the place. Now, these Democrats lying and saying that there was no violence. I mean, again, I try to be very much central on everything when it comes to politics, although sometimes nowadays I can't help it but lean towards the right on a lot of things. But just as I was telling the police officers and everybody on that side that they need to be better, Democrats. And by the way, Democrat citizens, you need to. This is the people you vote for. And the same old people as well, Maxine Waters, Hillary Clinton, all the same people lying and keep lying. It doesn't do them. The fact that they're blind and they don't see that you can't lie to the American people. This is not the 1920s where you had to believe everything you're told on a newspaper, right? People can see for themselves. People can think for themselves. And it's so unfortunate that the left side just doesn't get that. They don't get it, that the American people are not blind. They can see what's happening. And they were burning flags. I mean, at some point, everybody should agree on certain things. It took days, almost a week really, for the mayor of Los Angeles, Bass, to actually, say that these actions are wrong, that if you're looting, you're going to be arrested. It took them days, almost a week for them to actually say that. Instead, they were blaming Trump and all of a sudden, and blaming the military just because they stand there. All of a sudden, that means that people will go nuts. If I see a soldier, I just keep going straight. Hey, soldier, help? Thank you for your service. I'll keep going about my business. I don't see a U.S. soldier, being a former soldier myself. I don't see a U.S. soldier and think, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I have to throw rocks at moving cars now because I see a National Guardsman. It makes absolute zero sense. So they don't understand. They don't get it. They don't get it. And so it is unfortunate, but it is what's happening right now in the in that is the propaganda now on the left side. It's unfortunate, but you can't really be on that side. If you're trying to be in the middle, neutral, objective, you can't agree with what the Democrats are doing. It makes absolute zero sense. And you can come out and say, if you're Hillary Clinton, if you're Maxine Waters, which they will never do, but if you are one of those, Chuck Schumer and all those guys, if you want to come, Nancy Pelosi, if you want to be believable, okay, say you disagree with Trump, but also point out what is actually happening, which is condemn the riots, the burning the flag, the loot in the stores, and then disagree with Trump if you want to on how to settle that down and how to get rid of the riots. But don't say that it doesn't happen, that it's not happening. Don't believe that, says Maxine Waters with her 86-year-old behind. Come on. At some point, and I blame Maxine Waters' family members, Nancy Pelosi family, Mitch McConnell's family members, because they let these old people just get out their house every day when they should tell them, Mom, Dad, don't ever leave the house. Retire. It's done. You're not made for this anymore. And I get agitated a little bit, but because this country should not be ran by old people. It shouldn't. Who are just literally filling up their pockets. That's exactly what they're